and off we'll go. All right. So we're gonna come to standing if we're not already there. And let's begin with just loosening up our bodies a little bit, rolling the shoulders. Doesn't really matter which direction we're rolling in. Maybe walk side to side just slightly, moving your head around a little bit. I may be a big assumption, but I am assuming most of us are just waking up or thereabouts, that we haven't done a whole lot of activity. Maybe bring your head side to side or ear to shoulder. And then coming to a standstill, lower your chin down. Let that stretch the back of your neck and shoulders a little bit. Take a breath or two. And then raise your chin up. Bring your head back to center. With an inhale, bring arms wide, reach up tall. And with an exhale, arms wide back down. With an inhale, bring your arms just wide, not tall. And with an exhale, twist gently to your right. Reach out with your left arm to the right. And come back up when you're ready, and to the other side. Reach. Come back to center. Lower your arms down. Just warming up our balancing legs, just kind of thoughtlessly for a moment. We're going to balance on the right leg, lift the left knee high, hold for just a moment, and then bring it down to the other side. Just kind of engaging the muscles. Bring that down, back to the first side. And then back to the right. All right, just kind of waking up the balancing muscles is the idea there. All right, let's come into mountain pose. So again, whether feet are together or hip width apart, doesn't matter, whatever's most comfortable for you. We're gonna run through our mountain pose kind of quickly to make sure that we're engaged, starting in the right place. So toes are spread wide, relaxed onto the ground. Taking just a moment to find balance throughout the foot so that we're not leaning in the back, in the front, to the sides, but rather balance throughout the whole foot. Imagine yourself to have long legs. Kneecaps are lifted up, contracting the top of the thighs. Squeeze your inner thighs in a little bit if you can. Lift up through the pelvic floor, navel's drawn in, heart is open, shoulders relaxed, arms down, palms facing forward, looking straight forward. And we're just going to take a few grounding breaths. So breathe in deep in through your nose. Allow the breath to move all the way down to your low belly. And then exhale from your low belly, through your nose if possible. Again, inhale. Exhale. And maybe take a moment to set an intention for your practice this morning. The sort of why of what you're doing here today. Why am I here today? To wake up my morning body, or to bring some peace to my mind, to lose some weight, to tone some muscle, whatever it is. Just kind of state your why to yourself. To create a good habit, to get to know myself better. And then take just a moment to feel your feet against the mat. Feel your body engaged in mountain pose. All right, so today we're gonna begin with a couple of sun salutation A variation, which is what we went through yesterday. And then we're gonna expand on that into warrior one, warrior two, all in a vinyasa, just breath by breath. Again, take it at your own pace. Take a break when you need to. Don't work harder than your breath. Allow your breath to stay slow and steady. So when you're ready, with an inhale, arms wide, reach up tall, really reach towards the sky. An exhale, arms wide, swan dive, chest comes forward, down into a forward fold. With an inhale, hands come to the top of the knees, extend for the spine, chest down toward the ground. Exhale, hands come down, stepping back into a plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, and exhale, lower down. Point your toes, inhale to cobra pose. And exhale to downward facing dog. Taking a couple breaths in downward facing dog. Feel free to move your feet, move your hips, pump your elbows, whatever feels good there. As we move through sun salutations, our downward facing dog is a great opportunity to take a child's pose if you need that little bit of rest. On your next inhale, walk your feet up to your hands, coming back to a forward fold, and exhale there. Engage your core, lift your chest, elongate your spine, raise up. Palms together overhead, and exhale, hands come down to your heart. We'll take a resting breath or two. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. One more resting breath. Up. And exhale. Moving through another sun salutation with an inhale. And exhale, swan dive into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway back up, elongate the spine, press through the back of the legs. Exhale, hands down, coming into plank pose. Inhale, shift forward and lower down. Point your toes, raising up into a cobra. Option for upward facing dog there if you want. Exhale into downward facing dog. Slow, steady breaths. With an inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale into forward fold. When you're ready with an inhale, arms wide, up tall. And resting breath, hands to the heart. Taking 2 more breaths that way. Inhaling arms up, exhaling them down. I mentioned an upward facing dog there. We're not gonna go through an upward facing dog yet, but maybe next week or the week after. But if it's part of your practice, take the upward facing dog if you like. One more sun salutation. This time we're going to lead it into a warrior one / warrior two. All right, with an inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. And an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway back up. Exhale, hands come down, bringing it back to a plank pose. Shift your weight forward and lower down. Slow and control on the lowering down. Inhale, a cobra pose. Exhale, a downward facing dog. Going right into it with an inhale, right leg comes up behind you. And an exhale, right foot steps forward to between the hands, headed to warrior one. Left toes turn out slightly, raise up. Stretch up towards the sky. With an exhale, hands come back down, left foot pivots forward, step back to plank pose. Shift forward, lower down. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right toes turn up, raise up. Exhale, hands come down, right toes pivot forward, step back. Shift forward, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. And let's exhale to a child's pose for a moment. 3 breaths here. One more breath. All right, when you're ready, moving to a downward facing dog. And with an inhale, walking your feet up to your hands for forward fold. Exhale there. Inhale, arms wide. Come on up tall. Palms together. Exhale, resting breath. Inhale, arms wide. Up overhead. Exhale, resting breath. And here we go. One more time into sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms wide. Swan dive down. Inhale, halfway back up. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up behind you. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left toes turn up, raising up to warrior one. Exhale to warrior two, opening the left hip. Arms wide, look to the right middle finger. Let's inhale into a reverse warrior, left hand to the left thigh, right arm reaches up and back. Good. And then with an inhale, we're going to bring the right forearm to the right thigh, left arm up and overhead. Stretch. Good. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, flow to the other side. Left arm comes forward, left toe pivots forward, step back, plank pose. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up behind you. Exhale, left foot steps forward, headed to warrior one. Gaze up. Shift to warrior two. With an inhale, reverse warrior, right hand, right thigh, left arm reaches up and back. Exhale, side angle, left forearm, left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And exhale, vinyasa. Right arm comes forward, right toe shift forward, step back. Breathe in, lower down on the exhale. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, child's pose. You can always bring your hands back to your feet for child's pose or keep them out overhead. Listen to your body and what feels right for it. Let's bring our hands forward, gently make our way into a downward dog. From here, we're going to do one last flow, taking us to warrior one and then a tree pose. So downward facing dog, stretch through the spine. Opening the chest, opening the shoulders. And with an inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. And exhale into forward fold. Engage your core. Inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. Really reach up towards the sky. Exhale, arms wide, forward fold. Inhale, halfway back up, extend through the spine. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to plank pose. Shift forward. On your exhale, lower down. Point your toes in, inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left toes turn out, raise up, warrior one. Keep your arms up. We're going to head to a tree pose. Shift weight into the right leg. Left knee comes forward and opens into a tree. Very nice. Left leg comes back to warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Left toe shift forward, step back. Lower down. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward, right toes turn out. Raise up, warrior one. Exhale, keep your arms up, moving to tree pose. Left foot shifts. Right knee comes forward and open. Good. With an inhale, right foot comes back, left knee bends, warrior one. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, vinyasa down. Hands come down, right toes pivot forward. Plank pose, come to your knees if you need to. I'm getting tired. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take a couple breaths there in child's. And in fact, let's bring our knees a little bit wider in our child's pose, just as wide as is comfortable for your hips. And allow a little bit of opening into the hips in our child's pose. One more breath here. Let's keep our knees wide and see what happens if we walk our hands in and raise our chest up, just into a wide knee seated position. Notice how that feels in your knees, your feet, your hips. And then lower it down into a seated position, cross-legged or a lotus or whatever feels good for you. We're going to take a little twist here. With an inhale, arms wide, reach up. And an exhale, twist to your right. Gently, always moving into twist very gently. Left hand comes to the outer right thigh. Right hand comes to the ground behind you. Keep your back nice and tall. Just ease into that twist real gently to see where your spine is at this morning. Taking a couple luscious breaths there. One more breath. Shoulders dropped away from your ears. When you're ready with an inhale, come on back forward, raise arms up. And with an exhale, twisting gently to your left, right hand to the outer left thigh, left hand comes behind you. Again, spine stays tall, shoulders relaxed. Easing into the twist. One more breath. When you're ready with an inhale, release forward, arms wide up. Reach up tall. With an exhale, arms wide and all the way down. Let's come into a butterfly pose here, bringing the knees a little bit wider, bottom of the feet together. Keep your tummy drawn in, chest open, shoulders relaxed. Wrapping your hands around your feet if you can. And lift your ribs up out of your abdomen. Couple calming, cool breaths there. And we're gonna go taking our butterfly pose into a little bit of a boat pose, which will take us down to the ground. So with your chest nice and tall, lift your feet up off of the ground if you can. Balance there for a moment, engage your tummy muscles, get them working. Then keeping the feet up, release your arms forward and knees come together, lifting the feet up. Allow your body to come all the way down to the ground. Okay. Preparing your body just for some rest there. Take a moment and notice, ask yourself if there's any other stretch or movement that your body needs right this moment, and then go ahead and do that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead into our meditation this morning. So just moving gently, or perhaps being still, already finding Shavasana or that final relaxation. But just close your eyes as you move or in your stillness. And we're going to begin by becoming aware of the breath. So allow any movement to just be passive, not thinking about it. Allowing the body to just move in whatever way it wants to, or to be still if it wants to. Becoming aware of the breath. Really feel your breath as it enters with a cool feeling, and then warming as it gently travels down into your lungs. Feel your lungs with a deep inhale, bringing in energy, vitality, life force. Bringing in the morning, bringing in the day. As you exhale, feel your body releasing toxins, stress, any negativity that it's accumulated. Just releasing what doesn't serve you. Stay with that breath, focusing on the feeling of the peace that your breath can bring you. Feel the energy of the movement in your breath throughout your whole body if you can. Become aware of the warmth of the breath in every cell. And see if for just a moment you can feel the energy that's in your extended environment, in the room around you and beyond, into every part of nature and every living thing, just feeling that energy of warmth, of purpose. Bringing those as positive energies together as one. And if you can, maybe visualize that as the brightly shining sun. Allow that warmth to fill you up this morning. To warm you from the crown of your head to the bottom of your feet. And to be a light in your day. To guide you in your movements, in your decisions, in your actions and words toward others and toward yourself. Light. Warmth. Positivity. Holding on to that feeling, a feeling of peace. And you can stay with this feeling as long as you'd like, as long as it's willing to stay with you. Knowing that it was only a couple of conscious breaths away from you all the time. If you'd like to stay in a place of Shavasana or in meditation, you're welcome to stay here. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up class by asking us to bring gentle movement into the body again. Maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Gently opening your eyes, maybe turning your head. And then gently making your way up to seated if you're lying down, or however you want to end your practice. And because we are all at kind of different places in our morning, I will just ask you all to end your practice by thanking yourself for showing up today, for getting on your mat, whether you kept up with the practice this morning or kind of did your own practice this morning of something else, just showing up, being here. Thank yourself for that. It's not easy to prioritize ourselves, to make room first thing in the morning for a yoga practice. So give yourself some credit there. And any other meaningful gratitude that comes to your mind, acknowledge it. And I'll close out here with saying I honor each of you and thank you so much for showing up as well. Namaste. And